And we're back to learning Inkscape, and this time I'm going to show you how to create a stack bar graph. You can do that in two different ways, relatively and absolutely, which is why I've written down these sets of data. Let me just change that to 3. So you can see not only the values change a little bit, but the absolute total changes as well. So the first data set has 20 in total. If we sum that up, the second one only 14. If we just go to our extensions and use render and nice charts, we've got a drop down for stack bar charts under charts. And if I check the live preview, it takes a little bit of time to process, but there it is. So this is the default data set that was just rendered. And we can play around with bar length and the bar width, which is important. The offset between the chart and the labels is interesting as well, as it creates a bigger distance or smaller distance between the bar and these labels, so it extends the lines as well. Show values under values doesn't make anything when you've got this stacked bar chart selected. The labels, we can increase the font weight, for example. Change the color or change the font entirely. And data. This is where it gets interesting. We can import that, but we want to input it manually. So instead of using this default, let me just close this. I'll just get into the dataset 1, press Ctrl A, then Ctrl C. Then I go to the input and I press Ctrl V to paste it. And then I just simply click on apply and I've got it rendered. So this is the first data set. And we've got a drop shadow in behind. Let me drag it over here. And I'll just write it down set 1 so that we know which was which. And if you just want to create it absolutely, go to your next data set, Ctrl A, Ctrl C, paste it, then apply. I'll drag that down here. And again, there's a drop shadow. And what's interesting here is you can see that it has the same total size, even though we've got different totals when we sum up all of the values. So if you want to do it absolutely, the second stack bar chart should be way smaller. And if you look at the apples, you can see what the relative rendering has done. So the apples bar is way bigger in the second set than in the first, even though it has the same value. And this is because we've got the bar length set to 200 absolutely in both stack bar charts. So if you want to have it relatively, you need a little bit of math, nothing too fancy. You just need to divide it by 20 and then multiply by 14 with the new data set. And if you apply it now, we've got a relatively so the second stack bar is exactly 30% smaller than the first one. You can see the apples bar has now the same size in each dataset. For the third one, let's do that as well. I copy that, Ctrl C, and I paste it under data, Ctrl V. Then I go to the charts. Let me look at the total sums. So from dataset 2, I need to divide it by 14. To dataset 3, I need to multiply by 21 and then apply. So this set 3 is now 5% bigger than the first one. So depending on how you want to have these stack bar charts, you need to do this little math calculation. As I said, it's not too complicated. But you can't just render it, because it would be rendered in these relative terms, and then you've got a problem that different bars have different sizes even though the values are equal. And this is how you can create this stack bar chart in Inkscape. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.